you're not being you. You're not expressing yourself freely around him. You're not saying what's on your mind because you're afraid that you're going to trigger him. You're not saying how you feel about him and how much you care about him because you're afraid that you're going to scare him off, because subconsciously you realize that he has fear of commitment, right? So it's not about lying. Wearing a mask, it's not just about lying. It's about not being you. Not allowing yourself in the presence of another person to be fully you. And when we are wounded on this journey, we can't do it for two reasons. One reason is, again, what we already mentioned, because we're afraid. They come in, we're afraid that we're going to scare them off because we are in our masculine energy, the hunter, and we see them as in the feminine energy, the gazelle, right? So we're walking on eggshells. We're very cautious with what we say and how we act and what we put on, not to intimidate them, right? So you're not expressing yourself freely because of another person. That's people pleasing. That's wearing a mask. So that's one reason. And the second reason is that on the beginning of this journey, whether we want to accept it or not, we don't know who we are. That's why the separation is needed. That's why the deep path of self-discovery, looking inwards towards all your shadows, all your wounds, all your past experiences, to really integrate everything and every part of you and every part of your psyche into the wholeness of you, and really embrace it with that truth and authenticity and self-love. Until you do that, how could you express yourself freely with another? You don't really fully 100% know who you are and what you believe in. But since we have these two as a guidance, I'm going to say it. I doubt this collective you're going to be ready to do that, but I'm going to say it. Speak your mind. You have no idea how much it will help. It will push you forward, even if it will look like it won't, because he's going to disappear. He will carry that message in his heart. So if you feel like saying, you hurt me, you disappeared, you reached out to me on effing Valentine's Day, and then you offered me a date, and maybe after that date you disappeared, or you didn't even come to that date. You hurt me. And all I want is love you. Whatever's on your mind, don't be afraid to express it. Don't be afraid to express it. And we have this card. I feel like I don't even want to show this to you because I think it's the message underneath and the actual title, because the actual title says very soon, and I promise you it ain't gonna be soon, okay? But especially that people usually, when they hear soon, it may be soon, but it's also a thing with the feminines and how we have to train ourselves to talk to our guides as well, because when a spirit guide say soon, it means like, yeah, next decade, that's soon. The concept of time is confusing to them, and when we hear soon, we feel like next week, right? Or tomorrow. Oh my God, what's the it is the right one that's constantly falling, and it was falling before, and it was the left one. Sign. Maybe you have to work on your feminine side. But what the message actually says is clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. We don't, again, it's without us realizing on this journey, it's without us realizing on this journey that we think like we want them, right? We feel like we want that love, hold on. But we don't really fully know what we want. And you would say to yourself right now, probably, no, I do know what I want. I want him, and I want to be like, live happy ever after. But you will never know what you want in life until you know yourself. You don't know your mission yet. You don't know your path. How I always highlight to you guys, how the hell are you supposed to know where you're going in terms of dharma if you don't know where you're coming from? Karma. Right? You have to go inwards. You have to connect to your soul to really understand where I'm coming from, why everything that happened in my life, this life, past lifetimes happened for me to be who I am. Now I understand my true mission, not in context of this lifetime. For true divines, this is one of the last lifetimes, if not the last one. So you would have been in a minimum 400, 500 lifetimes, if not much, much more. This is the life when you fully understand everything as a big picture. As a big picture. Why, as a soul, I chose this planet, this setting of a physical game, to live through it, to experience. What did I want to grow? What did I want to achieve? How did I want to experience all these lifetimes? Right? This is where we understand. Until you understand that, which we do for inner work, connecting to our, again, to our soul, to our purpose, how would you know what you want? Knowing what you want is not just, it is. You don't. All right, let's continue with some guidance for you. I want to start from the emotions. What is it that you need to maybe work on or understand a little bit better, focus on? I'm hearing. Number 4, I don't know what card that is, but it's number 4. It's coming to my mind. We were talking about this a lot, right? The 4, the 44. Remember the stability, the foundation. I think you need to build that for yourself. 16th of the 4th, it's coming to my mind as well. 16th of the 4th. Wholeness. Okay, you have some beautiful cards. To be honest, many cards are from the spirit category. You have wholeness, you have acceptance. That's number 16. You have honesty. That's in the center of your spread. Honesty, I'm hearing as well as authenticity. You have connection, number 3, and you have boundaries, number 28. I don't want to read through any of these. I kind of want to focus on tarot. I just want to highlight the guidance for you, what you need to focus on. And what I'm hearing with this, first of all, is the wholeness. Wholeness is what we've talked about, right? Wholeness comes from self-awareness, from tapping into the energy of your soul, of your inner truth, of the wholeness with the universe, connection to your dharma, to your karma, to your past lives, to the meaning of life, right? When we are in the beginning of this journey, yeah, it's like we kind of understand these concepts, but we don't fully embrace them. We don't fully embody them. We don't fully dive deeper into them. Time is required to do that. Not just time, but dedication, the self-discovery, the connection to the universe, to your path, to your purpose, to your femininity, to your soul. That's why I highlight to my feminines always, it won't happen until you are in full separation. And in and out, it's pure madness. Then separation has to happen, and sometimes even first years of separation, it's madness. First months or years, it's going to depend on an individual. It's such pain, longing, and madness that we still, because of those emotions, are distracted from that self-discovery journey, right? And we have acceptance and honesty. I'm hearing two things with these as joint energies, that you have to be honest with yourself. You have to accept certain things for what they are. Yes, you love this man. Yes, you want to be with him. Yes, you want to have your happy ever after. Yes, it is true love. Yes, you can have it. But it's going to take time and effort. Now you have to let go. Now you have to accept that he's not ready. With that acceptance, I'm hearing that Cinderella shoe, remember what we said? That you're making it fit. He's not saying certain things the way you are hearing them, because you're filtering through your longing, through your desire. You have to accept things from what they are. He's not in his masculine energy right now. He's not able to give you much right now. And he's right about that. He's just not right about what, right? So they think that they're not able to give us anything because they don't have materialistic things. But in reality, it's true. They cannot give us anything because they don't have the emotional stability, the container energy that we've talked about before. That's what we want. We don't want money of the masculine. We want energy of the masculine. And that's what they need to learn to embody through this journey of separation as well. But with that honesty, I was hearing is honesty in concept of what we said before, not wearing a mask. You have to start training yourself to be transparent, not just with him, with everyone. This is why, again, remember what I said? You have to embark on a journey of self-discovery to really figure out who I really am. But in the end, this is why most feminines, we create some sort of platforms, we create some sort of communities, because we are teachers, we are leaders. It's given to our path, not necessarily in around spirituality, and not necessarily around social media, and can be in many shapes or form. But being visible, it's part of the path. And to be visible and become a leader to whomever, you have to be authentic. You cannot be afraid. How do you imagine being a leader? And this is what the masculine shows you. How we're channels, right? So what we say are messages from the divine. We tap into quantum field, whether you're in spiritual field, like this, a shaman or a psychic medium or whatever, or even if you are, a teacher, a doctor, or a coach, or whatever you work, however you work, we're channels. We're channeling knowledge and wisdom from the divine, from our ancestors, specifically to help us on our path, to help others as well that don't know how to tap into that knowledge internally just yet, right? This is why we are those channels. So how are most people these days? They're dormant, they're in denial, they're bound by conditioning, by this matrix, by the program. So usually people like us, the messages that we say, they're controversial, or they're shocking, or we get a lot of negativity because people don't like to face their shadows. People don't like to be told that it's you are the problem. You and your little shadows are the problem, not everyone else, right? People don't like to hear that. So we get a lot of negativity. People think we're crazy. We get a lot of hate, right? But how do you imagine being a beacon of light, a channel for divine knowledge and ancestral knowledge, if you're afraid how people will react to what you're saying? You have to understand that it is them that need to learn from us, not other way around. You cannot cave to your own truth because you're going to upset someone, or because he's going to run away, or this person's going to unfollow you, or stop coming on sessions to you, or stop. No. And this is what our masculine highlights to us beautifully. You divine feminine, the beacon of light for this world, you cannot walk on eggshells around anyone. And obviously, as we walk this path, it's sort of a build into the growth that we build kindness, compassion. We deliver these messages with no judgment, right? But we cannot stop ourselves from saying things that we're hearing that are important and that we need to channel because we're afraid how people will react. And that's the biggest shadow that you have to break with your masculine. If you are saying something that is your truth, right? You talk about your dreams, your plans, your past, who you are, what you like, what did you do on weekend, whatever that is, and he gets scared, triggered, and retreats, it is a he problem. It is not your problem. He has to learn self-control. He has to learn maturity. He has to learn how triggers work. It is not, not just in divine love. I teach this to you guys always, and I highlight this to you guys always, this big rule that I feel we should be taught this rule from childhood, because it would change how we operate, because 95% of people don't understand that. It is you. You are the problem. If your neighbor, your partner, your teacher, your friend said something, or someone online that puts you in distress, no, like, this is not true, I have to respond to this, like, they don't know what they're talking about, like, they upset me, like, it is you. It is you. No one has the power to create emotion within you. We are alchemists for ourselves. We can alchemize emotions for ourselves, but no one, physically impossible, no one has the power to create an emotion within you that does not exist already within you. They just triggers. So if your ex is upsetting you because this and that, blah, 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 is you. These emotions of anger, of rage, of judgment, of projections. And no matter how much we love someone and how hurtful it is for people to hear this, it is the ultimate truth. And I dare you to find me one awakened spiritual person who says otherwise. It is the ultimate truth. It is you. No one can cause an emotion within you. If we knew this from childhood, we would stop pointing fingers because my ex, because my parents, because my boyfriend, because my neighbor, because my friend, them, they trigger me, they upset me. No, it is you. It exists within you. Now ask yourself why for you. But for him, why he gets triggered, why he runs away, why he gets upset, it is a he problem. It is something that he has to figure out on his journey, especially as a masculine. What did I say before? So important for masculines to have self-control and not be reactive because they have the power. They're powerful in this physical world. They're containers, they're builders, they're architects. How can they not self-control themselves? Self-control themselves. They have to. Because if they don't, this is the world that we end up having. And you know exactly what I mean. The world that we live in, built by men who have no self-control. And obviously not all men are going to be as disgusting as the elites that build this world. But ultimately, it goes down that men overall, whether that's in a big and horrible and disgusting cases or smaller cases, they have no self-control. Because avoidance is a shadow, but how you react to this avoidance is no self-control. So if you trigger him and he cannot control this trigger, he cannot control this emotion, so he ends up saying something hurtful or blocking you or disappearing, ghosting, avoiding, escaping, no self-control. No self-control. With no self-awareness. None of your problem. You cannot save anyone who does not want to be saved. And it's something, it comes with a healer wound. So if all divine feminines are healers, so sooner or later, if you haven't heard me speak about this, you're going to have to learn that it's a healer wound. We are who we are. We hold the torch, the light. We are the lighthouse within ourselves. We have that lighthouse power for others to follow. But as much as you love so many people and you see them in those patterns of self-destruction and self-sabotage and denial and shifting the blame and projections, if they cannot, you cannot save them if they do not want to be saved. If they do not want to understand, if they do not want to change, if they do not want to do the self-work, if they're not ready, nor sorcerer will change them. No sorcerer. So focus on you. All right. I love those channel moments when I get all so upset. My candle confirmed. All right. I want to do tarot for guidance for you to close this reading. 5 of Wands. They're showing me this turmoil card that we had before. You would be in inner turmoil. There's a lot of emotions brewing within you, things that you don't understand, things that you cannot make sense. You won't ever make sense of them. You have to go inwards and search for your peace. Heal, do your inner work, do your shadow work, work with spiritual teachers, contemplate, meditate, whatever spiritual practice works for you. It's not the world that is taking away your peace. Similarly with it's you. You're the problem. If you don't have peace within you, if you don't feel whole on your own, it's not the others that cause these emotions. I feel as well, you know what's coming to my mind? So food for thought. It may be an issue in your connection as well. We did have third party, but you may be quite insecure. So maybe you are someone that maybe you know that your person is connecting to other women, which is, you know, a common thing in these connections. You actually have a tangible proof, or maybe you just feel into it intuitively, and maybe they are very attractive. Maybe they are attractive and younger. It happens a lot in these pairings. That there's a not necessarily always an age gap. Maybe it is in your case, because it's coming to my mind. Some sort of a societal issue, and an age gap where a woman is older is always a societal issue, because it's frowned upon, because people are stupid and conditioning is stupid, right? Love is love. But I feel like you feel quite insecure. So again, maybe he is very attractive, maybe he's very self-confident, maybe he's younger, maybe he has some qualities that you it's that jealousy as well, whether you realize or not. Maybe he has those qualities that you feel like you never could have. Maybe he's like a people person, very, you know, spoken, and you have this feeling that you would have to, even I'm hearing, watch him, like compete for him with others. And again, these things come from shadow, and they won't fly in a mature relationship. You cannot think that your partner is going to cheat on you or flirt with other women when you turn around. But he probably, I don't want to say, but masculines, because they're very insecure, they do engage in, you know, flirtations, talking to people online, talking to people in bars, because they need validation. True masculine men, when he's locked in, he's locked in. He's going to embody that energy to everyone. We've talked about this, the bodyguard and Kevin Costner example in one of my readings in previous days. But even if a man is in a divine masculine energy, you as well, you cannot be inventing stories and scenarios based on your insecurity to feed this competitiveness. I feel like there's a reason it's I'm hearing it. So think about this. If he feeds some insecurities, again, it's you. It's you. It's not what you want to put blame that he's attractive, or that he's younger, or that maybe he works with a lot of people or has a lot of friends. You have to control your emotions. Obviously, in true relationship, we have to talk about these things and work through these things together as one. Mother Star. Beautiful card. She's above the High Priestess. I'm hearing as a guidance, I would advise to you to really start connecting to the frequency of how beautiful this love is. Because in the beginning, yeah, we kind of believe in it, we feel it, this longing, these emotions, but we sort of connect to it more on a level of, like, it's a fairy tale movie, like it's a Disney movie kind of love. But this is cosmic love. This is cosmic love of old souls, courageous enough to say, before incarnating in this earth madness, you know what? Let's separate further, to heal deeper, to feel deeper, to experience deeper. It's going to be fun. It's a cosmic love. It's not just a love story. It's not just your Beauty and the Beast kind of a story. We walk Christ consciousness. We're beacons of light. We're on a mission here. There's so many gifts and powers within you that you have to discover. You're not just a princess that will be rescued by a knight in a shining armor and you're going to live happy ever after. No. You're going to fight for this world. You're going to fight with your light, with the darkness. Accept that. Feel into that. It's not just about you and him and how you're going to end up being in a relationship or not, right? So much more. Too many. Come on. Knight of Swords. And that's paired with that honesty. You know what? I am hearing, I'm going to say it again. Ultimately, it's on you. I can only channel advice from your guides to you, but ultimately, and I say this as a mantra to you guys, we choose every day. We choose every day whether you're going to be ready to do it or you're going to repeat a cycle before you're ready to do it. Speak your truth. Whatever is going to happen between the two of you, don't hold yourself. Don't, again, with love and compassion, so I'm not saying to you, you little, right? But I don't think this is the vibe for this collective. To be honest, I'm not sensing aggressiveness within you. I feel more kindred spirit for me. I feel more a little bit people pleaser victim, but more like crying and suffering and why do you do this to me, right? And but never saying anything bad about your masculine. There's a reason it came to my mind with that selfish, that you would probably even be defensive over him. And very compassionate. But if you still have a chance to talk, so if he has not, gone with the wind just yet, but you're going to feel into flakiness, not insecurities, what was the card? Indecisiveness, he's pulling back. Speak your truth. Speak your truth. If at that moment what comes to your mind is I love you, say I love you. If at that time you're thinking I want to see you, and if I won't see you, you will hurt me, but it's okay. Whatever's on your mind, right? I don't want to give you and put words into your mouth. You have to feel. It's going to be as well a practice of feeling into your intuition. But don't think about how is he going to react. Maybe he's going to react poorly. Maybe he's going to, even accuse you that you're trying to manipulate. Maybe he's going to just simply disappear and go into silence. It doesn't matter. These words will ring in his ears for a very long time. And they might actually help him. Our truth helps each other always on this path. What repels us from each other, it's the mask. It's the lies, it's the deceptions. The more we become truthful in our authentic frequency of our soul, the feminines, the more we magnetize our masculines. I feel the truth will actually release the tension. No matter what will be the outcome, the sun. But I'm actually hearing with this one, number 19, maybe that's significant as well. As a birthday, I'm hearing actually life force energy. I feel you are a little bit right now in this energetic, like lower frequency. Again, people pleaser, walking on eggshells, trying to I would do anything to please you. I would be whoever you want me to be. No. You need to find your life force energy. Connect to your solar plexus. Confirmation. My candle just went up. Connect to your internal fire. Connect to that fierceness. And again, I'm not saying fierceness, distorted fierceness, no, how can you treat me this way? No, but just no, I love you here. And this is what you're offering? No. And even if you don't find it in you to do it with your masculine just yet, find that fierceness to follow the truth, to follow your path, to follow the light. I don't want to make another card. I want to do one more. But I do feel like you should find some fierceness with him because we have boundaries. Two of Cups. I feel you would be a big people pleaser, this collective. You probably think that putting up boundary is going to hurt someone, or they're going to think that you don't love them. But no, it's not true. It's not true. I've done a video yesterday about how we love ourselves. You can watch that, and you're probably going to tick a lot of these boxes. But setting boundaries is something that we have to know how to do, even with those we love most, because our boundaries are protective shields for our authentic self. No relationship will ever be built, happy, mature relationship, with no authentic frequency and boundaries. I hope this was helpful.